Eleanor's strange idea seems to be a turning point in your narrative. From the way you've described your relationship, it sounds like the two of you had a deep connection built on trust, love, and shared goals. You've gone through major challenges together, including financial struggles and personal loss, and managed to come out stronger each time. However, sometimes, even in the best relationships, unexpected shifts in perspective or priorities can arise, potentially altering the dynamic. If you'd like to share more about this strange idea Eleanor had, or if you want to delve deeper into what happened next, I'd be glad to listen and offer insights or support. We always managed to settle our disagreements without raising our voices, never even a hint of a shouting match. Even the tiniest household hiccups were smoothed over with a calm conversation. Honestly, I'd sometimes joke that our life together was so harmonious, it bordered on dull. But then, something completely out of the blue happened. Ellie lost it. She just wrapped up her usual errands, hit the supermarket, loaded the car, and brought the groceries home. It was our routine. She did the shopping, and I carried everything inside. It worked for both of us. But that day was different. She stormed into the house, her voice already raised before I could even say hello. "And those damn bags." I nearly threw my back out. She snapped, her frustration bubbling over. "Ellie, take it easy," I said, trying to stay cool. I reached out to hug her, hoping to diffuse the tension, but she pushed me away, tears brimming in her eyes. "Why do I always have to do everything? For once, can't you just step up without me having to ask?" She yelled before bolting out of the house, leaving me standing there like a complete idiot. I stared at the empty doorway, stunned. This couldn't just be about groceries. I told myself it was just a bad day, that she'd cool off and come back when she was ready. But days turned into weeks. She wasn't answering my calls, ignoring my texts, and not once did she step through that door. By the third week, I stopped trying to reach her. Then, out of nowhere, her best friend Evelyn showed up at my place. It had been over a month since Ellie disappeared, and I had no idea she'd been hiding out at Evelyn's this whole time. When Evelyn waltzed into my living room, I knew this visit wasn't going to end well. "Hi, Henry," she said with a fake brightness that grated on my nerves. I'd never been particularly fond of her, and her sudden appearance didn't help matters. "What do you want, Evelyn? Did Eleanor send you?" I asked, cutting straight to the point. Evelyn gave me a smug little smile, sauntered over to the couch, and plopped down like she owned the place. She crossed one leg over the other, her posture just screaming defiance. "Well, spit it out," I said, irritated by her theatrics. Without a word, she got up, walked over, and to my utter shock, kissed me. Her hand slid down toward my waist before I recoiled, shoving her away. "What the hell are you doing?" I shouted, glaring at her. "You're such an idiot," she hissed, her tone dripping with disdain. "I was trying to help you, but clearly you're too stupid to see it." I stood frozen, still reeling from her bizarre behavior, when she dropped the bombshell. According to Evelyn, Eleanor wasn't the innocent, loyal partner I thought she was. After her parents passed away, she'd spiraled. Looking for something, anything, to feel alive again, she joined a dating site. And apparently, she found what she was looking for, even if it meant wrecking everything we built together. "She's ashamed, you know," Evelyn said with a smirk. "She doesn't know how to face you now. But hey, if you cheated, maybe it'd even the playing field. Fresh start and all that." I stared at her, dumbfounded. The audacity, the cruelty, the absolute nerve. "Get out," I said through clenched teeth, pointing toward the door. "And tell Eleanor she can come by for her stuff. But I don't ever want to see her again." Evelyn smirked, shrugged, and sauntered out as casually as she'd arrived. But her word hung in the air long after she was gone. The idea that Eleanor had betrayed me so thoroughly, that she'd kept secrets so big they shattered everything we had. It left me hollow. I didn't know what hurt more, losing her or realizing I never truly knew her at all. Let's get one thing straight, I said, cutting Evelyn off mid-sentence. This isn't just my apartment. It's hers too. Well, technically, it was my father's place. And by the way, the car she's been using to cruise around on her dates. Yeah, his too. So do me a favor. Just leave the keys in the mailbox on your way out. With that, I led Evelyn to the door and shut it firmly behind her. No drama. No outburst. Just the solid click of finality. Surprisingly, I didn't feel much of anything. By this point, I'd grown accustomed to being on my own. Her absence didn't claw at me the way I thought it would. And yet, buried deep beneath the surface, something still gnawed at me. A faint, insistent unease that refused to be silenced. It had been eating away at me since the day she left. I couldn't shake the feeling that Eleanor didn't just walk away without a reason. And now, hearing Evelyn's twisted little revelation, it felt strangely easier to accept. At least now I had answers, or so I told myself. The divorce was as straightforward as they come. No messy legal battles, no emotional showdowns. We had nothing to split, no shared assets or complicated entanglements. Eleanor seemed eager to sever ties, and honestly, so was I. She made a few half-hearted attempts to reach out, but I ignored them all. I didn't want to open that door again. Not for her, not for anyone. But the car? That was a different story. She flat out refused to return it, dragging the ordeal out longer than necessary. Eventually, I had to threaten her with a search warrant. Only then, grudgingly, did she hand over the keys. Even that felt like pulling teeth, another unpleasant chapter in a story I was desperate to close. I hadn't anticipated things ending this way. It wasn't the future I'd imagined, but well, it happened. And life goes on, doesn't it?